All right, guys, how's it going? So let's go ahead and let's get started. Trip, bow, kunya. All right, let's start off with some jumping jacks. Just get that blood flowing, moving around. All right, now let's go ahead and put our hands on our hips, and we're going to cross our legs, alternate each time. So one time one leg's going to be in front, next time the other one. Just keep moving. All right, now we're going to keep doing this exact same thing, but as you can see right now, my head is bouncing up and down. I want to keep my head at the same level by bending the knees. So this is going to be a little bit harder. You're going to be working the leg muscles a little bit more. Make sure you keep breathing, don't hold your breath. All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to put one foot in front, other one's going to be in back. We're going to keep our hips squared so the knot in the belt faces forward, and we're just going to switch, just like this. So no turning the hips yet. Now we're going to raise our hands up, face level, and we're going to punch. So if I have my left foot in front, I'm going to put my right arm in front, and we're going to alternate. So here, here. Make sure the punch comes back to your face. Don't bring it here at the chest, not at the belt right now, at the face. Nice and relaxed. Take a deep breath in and out. Let's go ahead and get into a sparring stance. Let's bounce a little bit. Stay nice, relaxed, and we're going to switch on my count. Ready? And it. Keep bouncing. Try not to have your feet come off the floor like this. You want to just kind of raise up and down. And three. Sit. Net. Yes. Yes. Arms nice and relaxed. Is it good? Hero. Up. Hey. Take a deep breath in and out. All right, we're going to put our hands up, and we're going to lean to one side and lean to the other side. Lean to the front and lean to the back. All right, we're going to go into a socket stretch. So we're going to stretch the hip socket right here, stretching the inside of the leg, the back leg. Back leg is fully straight, heel is down, other knee is bent. Do a few little bounces, and we're going to switch to the other side. Same thing. We're going, and we're doing a dynamic movement here, so we're moving. We're not just going to hold it as a static stretch. With a little bit of movement. Not too fast, but try to go into your full range of motion. Now from here, we're going to be in the same position, except we're going to raise this back heel up now. So it's going to change which leg is being stretched. Should be right here on the top, the hip flexors of the back leg. Same thing, go down, full range of motion. Not too fast. Other side. Back heel is up. Drop down and up. Down and up. Try to get that full range of motion. All right, from here we're going to rotate, and we're going to point these toes up, and we're going to sit back. You can sit on the heel if you want, or you can raise the heel up and be on the ball of the foot. Either way is fine. And reach for this. Same thing. We're going to lean forward and back. Get a good stretch, and then come back. We're not holding anything right now. And switch to the other side. Lean forward and back. Forward, reach, and come back. Reach, and come back. One more, reach, and back. Now, everybody's favorite part. Let's go ahead. Let's go into the splits. We're going to drop down, and I want you to come up, and I want you to go down again. And up, and down. Again, going into that full range of motion as far as you can. And you should be able to go a little bit further each time. Go down and up. Not holding anything for too long now. And let's go ahead and let's stand back up. Now we're going to do what's called a modified hip twist. So it's kind of bouncing, but we're going to put one leg forward, turn the toes outwards, and same thing on the other one. So turn the toes outward. All right, let's take a deep breath in and out. Breathe in and out. right, so the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to move on to some kicks. So for today's class, most of it is going to be practicing a footwork and a kick associated with the footwork. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cover the footwork, and then I'm going to show you how to add the kick into it. So this is going to be what's called a reverse triangle footwork. So I'm actually going to use something as a reference so you can see it easier. So I've got two collie sticks here. So a reverse triangle, we're going to make a triangle. So if I'm doing this, this would be a reverse triangle. This would be a forward triangle. As I set it down, as you can see, forward means the point. See, the point of the triangle is pointed towards the front. Reverse, the point is pointed towards the back. So I'm going to do a reverse triangle first. I'm going to start off in the center. Make sure you can see this. Start off in the center. I'm going to step one way out, and I'm going to bring this knee up. And I'm going to bring it back to the center and step with the other leg and bring this knee up. Here, here. So I'm going 45 that way, back to the center, 45 this way. Now, I don't want to spend too much time in the center. I really want to just kind of go through it, have this little switching motion. So one foot comes here, this foot is going to hit and push that other leg off. This foot hits, push that other leg off, and then the knee comes up. The knee coming up is just simulating where we would do a kick at in this. So we're changing our angle. Here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my back to you, and we're going to do a few just like this. Follow along with me. I'm going to start going that way first. Ready? Go. Step, knee up. Back. As soon as this one hits, that leg presses out. As soon as this one hits, the other leg presses out. So we're not pausing in that center. We're going right through the center. Let's do a few more. Get that motion down. Make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and move these out of the way. So we're going to do that same footwork pattern. Now, where we were raising the knee up, we're going to do a front kick. Now, I'm going to keep my kicks going down the center line, but I'm going to step offline, and I'm going to kick towards the center. So I'm moving, evading, but my kick orientation is going towards my target, who was centered. So I'm not going to go this way, where I'm kicking on those 45s. I'm going to kick towards the front as I step off on that 45. All right? So just like that. Ready? We're going to do 20 of these. Catch your breath and begin. Hana, step, kick. Now as that sets back, this next one comes quick. Do. Set. Try to kick with the ball of the foot. Net. That's it. Yes, sir. This is good. Yero. Aho. Yee. Johanna. You'll do. Keep your hands up but relaxed. You'll set. You'll net. Go right through that center. You'll that's it. You'll yes it. You'll good. You'll yero. You'll aho. Smooth. I'm going to give you a second to finish up your 20, just in case you're still kind of working out that footwork pattern. Go ahead and finish them. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do that exact same thing, but now we're going to add a roundhouse kick instead. So as I go back, as this one steps out, I'm going to throw this back leg, roundhouse kick, again, towards that center area, and I'm going to bring it back into that same position. And now this foot, as it comes, presses off, roundhouse kick. Press off, roundhouse kick. Again, going towards that center. Now, I'm going towards the center, just as an easy reference point, but you really can go different angles. I can kick with that step, practicing that. I can even go 90 degrees with this same footwork pattern, just opening it up more. So you have a lot of variation that you can do here. I'm picking one, but don't let that limit you. Play around with it, have some fun, figure out what you like to do with this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do 20 round kicks with that reverse triangle footwork pattern. Ready? Begin. Hana. Do. Set. Net. Dasot. Yasot. Yup. Yero. Ahum. Johanna. And Hopefully you're noticing that I'm going slow and then I'm trying to speed up that part right there. That's one of the parts that I want you to be really fast at. So even if you're going slow on the whole pattern, here, speed up going through that center. So as soon as that leg touches down in the back, this one comes, and you have that little switch step. All right, I don't remember what number I'm on, so we're gonna say 10 more. Ready? Hana. 3. Set. Net. Yaso. Make sure you're breathing out. Yaso. Yum. Hiro. Aho. Good. Finish up if you're not done yet. Take a deep breath in and out. Breathe in and out. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my sticks again. We're going to practice the forward triangle next. So as I was talking about earlier, forward triangle, the tip or point of the triangle is pointed towards the front. So if I'm facing this direction, the point is facing that direction. Now I'm going to start off this one on the side. You can even, we're mostly going to do it actually like this, so this is going to be an easier version. I'm going to put one foot towards the front in the center of the triangle. I'm going to step up, and then I'm going to step back. And now, when I would do this, I usually would have a big step back where I get far away. I get in, and then I get out. For right now, though, we're just going to keep it short. So step, step, and we're leaving our foot on that center line, right? So it's going to look like this. Notice how my chest is always on the outside. I've seen some people do a variation of this before where they kind of keep their chest on the center. They kind of step up. And now see how my chest is on the center of the triangle? I want to keep my chest on the outside. Here, here. So it's on the outside of the triangle the whole time. All right, so let's go ahead and let's practice just this. I'm going to go ahead and turn around so you can do this along with me. I'm going to start here. Step up and step back with the other foot. Step up together and step back. Step up together and step back. Up together and back. Up together and back. Together and back. And back. Together, back. Together, back. Let's pick up the pace a little bit here. Here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and move these out of the way again. So what we're going to do this time, we're going to do the same kicks. So we're going to do our front kick, and then we're going to do our roundhouse kick. We're going to be kicking this time with the lead foot. So on the last one, we stepped and kicked with the rear leg. On this one, as we're stepping back, we're going to put our weight onto that leg that we're stepping back on. That way our front leg can easily lift up and do a kick. And we're going to step together again, step back, weight goes on this back leg, which allows this one to be light, and we kick right towards where that center was. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do 20 of these. Ready? Start on one side. We're going to do the switch, and then we're going to do a kick. Ready? And now, step up, step back, front leg, front kick. Try to kick with the ball of your foot. Pull those toes back. 3. Set. Net. Make sure you're breathing out. Daso. Yaso. Is it good? Yellow. Aho. Yuri. Yohana. Yildu. You'll set. You'll net. You'll dasot. You'll yesot. You'll go. You'll yellow. Aho. Smee. Take a breath in. Finish up if you're not done. Another deep breath. And out. All right, so now we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to do a roundhouse kick. So one of the slight differences with the roundhouse kick is as I'm stepping back. So before, as I was stepping back, I was keeping my hips and the knot of my belt pointed towards the front, as you can see, pointed towards the front leg. Now this time, as I step back, I'm starting here, but as I go for that kick, I'm going to end up turning for that roundhouse. All right, so I'm not going to keep my belt pointed towards that front foot and try to do this sort of a roundhouse kick. It's not going to work. So we're going to step up here, and then that hip turns over as we raise this up, turns over for the kick, comes back, sets down. Step up, step back, raise up, turn, kick, drop down, step, and back. All right, so hopefully you get this. Ready? We're going to start off slow, and we'll pick up a little bit of speed. And hana, step through, back, roundhouse with the front. Drop it down. 3. Sit. Net. That's it. Yes, sir. Good. Ghetto. Aho. Yili. Johanna. Yildei. Yilset. Yilnet. Yildesut. Yilyesut. Yilligub. Yellow. Yaho. Smee. Take a breath in and out. Breathe in and out. One more in and out. All right, so the next one that we're going to do our hop step footwork. So hop step footwork. So hop step footwork is pretty simple, but I want to talk about a few things that people make mistakes on. So first, this is what a hop step footwork looks like. And back. All right, so 2 of the key mistakes that people make when doing hop step footwork. The first one I see the most is the telegraphing step. So it means I'm sitting here, I'm in sparring stance, and I step forward with my front foot, and then my back foot comes up, and then I kick with the front foot. So that little step forward with the front foot is an indicator. It's saying, hey, I'm about to come forward and attack you. In sparring, if somebody goes forward, they're attacking. I mean, there's very few times where somebody moves forward and they're not attacking, right? So we don't want to give that extra little step, hey, I'm about to attack. That's what that's saying. So we want to, from here, just propel ourselves forward by throwing our hips forward. This back foot comes up, but the front foot doesn't move forward first. So I go here. So that was a hop step roundhouse kick, right? So that's the idea though. I don't want to step and then go. The next thing that I see, let me use this as a reference point, is that people, and this is a good way to learn it, right? So if you're still having trouble, you can do this, but I want you to be aware that this is just the learning step. We're going to change it. So the learning step is feet together, front foot raises up, or if we're just doing the hop step, feet together, step out. And you see how my feet are right here where the stick is? So that's the learning step. Now the goal is, so my toes are right here in line with the stick, right? The goal is to, without moving this front foot, to be able to clear that back foot past. So I'm about 2 feet past that stick with the back foot. That's going to be the goal. We want to get more distance with this without having that telegraphing step. So we're just going to practice the hop step. We'll practice a few times. It's not, doesn't need too much, but make sure you keep those in mind. Don't have that telegraphing step and try to get that distance. But when you're trying to get that distance, don't cross step. This is a cross step. You're going towards it, but there's going to be a second where both your feet are going to be in the air, all right? So keep that in mind, but we're not crossing our legs when we're doing this. Ready? And forward and back. Try to get that distance. Forward and back. Use your hands. Don't keep them static. Move them around. Forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. And now let's switch feet. Same thing. Ready? Forward and back. Forward and back. Forward, back, forward, back. One more. Forward and back. Cool. So that's our hop step forward. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a hop step roundhouse kick. So the hop step roundhouse kick, we're going to do that same thing. I'm going to show you the short version, not jumping too far. But this back foot is going to come up. This foot raises up and kicks, and we set it down in front. Something that I see, and I will do this too, and I usually do this whenever I'm kicking a bag, and it kind of gives that false read because of it. But try not to do this. See how I'm in the same spot? I didn't actually go forward. I got close, I kicked, and then this foot replaced. There's times you would use this, but the main idea between for a hop step is to close the distance, right? Most people, when they move from sparring, they typically move backwards first. They might cut angles if they're really good, but most people, they move backwards. It's easier to avoid. So we're trying to take their space. If I do this, I didn't take any space. I got a little bit closer for a kick, and then I immediately withdrew. So I want to take that space. I'm over here now. They have to move. I'm trying to push the fight, all right? So keep that in mind when you're doing this as well. Don't bring this foot back to where it came from. Allow it to drop down in front. Ready? Hop, step, roundhouse kick. Either leg you want to start with. And then just skip back. 3. Make sure you breathe in and skip back. Sit. And back. Net. And back. Yes, sir. And back. Yes, sir. Is it good? Get over. Oh. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to switch sides. Ready? I'm going to kick with my left leg now. And now. Make sure you breathe every time. Don't hold your breath. 3. Sit. Net. Yes. Yes, sir. Is it good? Get over. Uh-huh. Get. All right, let's take a breath in. All right, I notice a few comments are popping up. I can't actually read them from the distance that I'm standing. Go ahead and type in any questions or anything that you have, and I will make sure to answer those at the end of class. All right, so if you have any questions, feel free. Go ahead and type those in now, and I'll get to them at the end. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is going to be our hop, step, side kick. All right, so our skip side kick, hop, step, side kick, whatever you want to call it. Almost the exact same thing, except for the chamber and the kick at the end is different. So with a roundhouse kick, as I do the hop, step, I point my knee at my target. My heel is back towards my butt, and I use my quads and a little bit of a hip flexor motion in order to kick that roundhouse kick. That's a roundhouse kick. Side kick. When you're in this chambered position for a side kick, your knee should not be pointed at your target like for a roundhouse kick. It should be pointed away from your target like this. I have this L shape between my knee, my hip, and my shoulder, and my heel is raised up. My heel is in line with my head, hip, and heel are all in a line directly at what I'm going to be kicking at. I'm going to use my glutes and my quads to extend the kick out, hitting with the heel in a thrusting motion. So if I was to stomp the ground, a side kick looks like this, all right? Like I'm stomping. It does not look like this. Now, the ending position is the same, right? That and that look the exact same at the end. So if I did this, that was a roundhouse kick. That wasn't a side kick, but it looks like a side kick at the end. So keep that in mind. Don't trick yourself. Make sure you bring that knee towards your chest, and then you thrust it out and set it down in front. All right, so we're going to do a hop, step, side kick now. Ready? Hana. Try to point your base leg toes 180 degrees away from your kick. 3. Set. Net. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is it good? Hello. Uh-huh. And now we're going to do the same thing on our other leg. Ready? Bouncing around. 3. Set. Set. Yes. Yes. Is good. Yellow. All right, I'm going to do one more because I know you were doing it along with me, right? You weren't just sitting there watching. I'm going to do one more, and I want you to just watch me this time. I don't want you to do it. I want you to watch my lead leg heel. And I want you to see how my heel of this leg never comes to this side, that side, right, of my body when I'm doing this kick. So you saw, as I came in, I brought it up, it was in line, and then I ended up kicking it out, right? That was awful. I'm going to do that again. I came up, heel was in line, then I kicked, and I brought it down. It did not come back like that behind. Keep that in mind anytime you're practicing side kick. And now that's every side kick. That's not just a hop step side kick. If I'm doing it from the rear leg, right, I brought it up in that straight line, and then I did that kick out. I didn't bring it around and have it behind this line. That's a roundhouse kick. Keep that in mind. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see people make all the time. Side kick is a very difficult, basic kick. I know, right? Makes sense. All right, so we got one more footwork pattern that we're going to do. This one is the reverse turn. So this is like a prerequisite before you can do tornadoes. If you know how to do tornado kicks, then this will be easy. If you don't, well, this will help you learn how to do a tornado kick. All right, so a reverse turn is exactly what it sounds like. I'm going to start, actually I'm going to face this way first. So a step, a forward step, right? My back leg goes to the front. Now we're doing the exact same thing, except for we're going backwards. So instead of going this direction, I'm going to go that direction with this back leg here. All right? So we're going to do a few steps just like this. So get in a stance just like me. Put your left leg in the back. Now the left leg is going to go backwards, around, and then you're going to turn. And now the right leg should be in the back. Now we're going to step with the right leg backwards and turn. Now the left leg, step back and turn. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the direction that I'm facing so I can keep going. Back leg, steps around. Back leg, steps around backwards, not forwards. If you're easily able to look at something the entire time, right? If I can look at the screen the entire time, that is not a reverse turn. I should have to break contact for a split second. As I'm turning, now I can see it again. I broke contact, I look, and now I can see it again. That's how you know you're doing a reverse turn. If you don't break eye contact with something, you're not doing a reverse turn. Keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and let's do just a few more. A little bit faster. Bounce, step back. Bounce, step back. Step back. Other direction. Step, step, step. All right, so next concept for this, I'm going to use a stick again. Maybe you can see this tape. I'm not sure how well you can see the tape on my mats, but the stick is going to use the reference point with the tape. Now, I'm going to start off one foot right in front of the stick. Now, when I'm stepping with that back leg, I have to either step directly on that same line, or I have to step my foot all the way around past that line. All right, let me show that again. The back foot steps around, and it either goes onto the line or it goes past the line. We cannot go short of the line, so I don't want to do this. Here's my line. I don't want to step short of the line because that means my kick is going to go that direction. I want my kick to go that direction, or I can step slightly past it to allow my hips to open up even more and have an even stronger kick. All right? The problem with stepping past it too much is your kick might start to veer that direction. It can still work because, again, you have more momentum behind it, so you still could hit your opponent, but you could also miss and then be a little bit more offset, and they could go towards your back. So kind of things to keep in mind. try to go on the same line or slightly past it, but we don't want to go too far past it. So I don't want to do this. That's too far. I want to go maybe a foot past the line. So I'm here, maybe a foot past the line, like that, and then I can still do that kick towards the front. But again, if I go short of the line, I can't kick that way anymore, not without this big, weird, awkward motion. So keep that in mind. All right, so that was our reverse turn. So now we're going to do a reverse turn axe kick. A reverse turn axe kick. So if you don't know what axe kick is, it's just bringing the leg straight up and down, pointing the toes out on the way down, kicking with the heel either on the collarbone or onto the bridge of the nose. All right, so reverse turn axe kick is going to look like this. Reverse turn, back leg, axe kick. All right, and we can just skip back and switch. Actually, let's not skip back. Let's just take a big step back. That way we're switching legs and we're not going to get dizzy. Ready? Reverse turn axe kick. Hana. Step all the way around. Kick. Back leg goes back and a little hop step back just for that space. Other leg. Step around. Axe kick. Now let's step back and hop step back. Sit. Step around. Axe kick. Step back, hop step back. Nut. Reverse turn, axe kick. Step back, hop step back. This one. This one. Really good. Get over. And make sure when you're doing this axe kick, you're not kicking them so hard and so powerful right now that you're going to pull the hamstring. Don't do that. Don't pull your hamstring. Have it go up nice and relaxed right now. You're not in a competition. You're not fighting. You don't need to hurt yourself. So just try to get it up as high as you can, but without that force and power that can cause injury. Remember what it's on? Feel good? Get over. Aham. Hey. All right, I'm going to change directions. I'm going to face this way now. We got 10 more. Johanna. You do. You sit. You net. You this one. You this one. You good. You know. I know I'm going a little bit faster. Try to keep up. Yup. 3. Take a breath in and out. Breathe in and out. All right, now we're going to do a reverse turn roundhouse kick. Reverse turn roundhouse kick. Almost the exact same thing. We're going to reverse turn. Now with the back leg, instead of doing an axe kick, we're going to do a roundhouse kick. Drop it down in front, and now you can either step back and skip back, or you can skip back and step back. Doesn't matter which one you do, they accomplish the exact same thing. Ready? Reverse turn roundhouse kick. And if you notice, just kind of a reference, you're going to be kicking with whatever leg's in the front. So just keep that in mind. If you're not sure, if you have a target or somebody's holding a target for you, whenever you're doing a reverse turn kick or a tornado kick, the front leg is going to be the one that's kicking, actually hitting the target. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing it, that front leg does it, not the back leg. Ready? Reverse turn roundhouse. Hana. 3. Sit. Net. That's it. Yes, sir. Here we go. Get over. Up. Yeah. Take a breath in. We got 10 more of these. I'm gonna change my angle. Ready? Gonna. You sit. Hands are up, nice and relaxed. You'll net. You'll do so. You'll yes so. You'll go. You'll get over. You'll go. Sweet. Take a breath in and out. Breathe in and out. In and out. All right, guys. So now we're going to start pushing towards the end of the class. We're going to go into our conditioning exercises. So we're going to do 3 sets of 10. All right, this is going to be a pretty easy one. 3 sets of 10, squat, side kicks. So you're going to be doing 30 squats and 15 side kicks on each leg. All right, pretty easy. All right, so we're going to do one side and then the other side. One side and then the other side. Now when you're doing squats, try to be able to wiggle your toes as you go down. All right, so as I go down for my squat, look at my toes. Hopefully you can see them, but you can see they wiggle. That means my weight is in my heels. I don't want you to have your weight here where the heels start to raise up and you can't really wiggle those toes. So you're going to be sitting back. Again, I'm able to wiggle my toes. I'm going to come up and then I'm just going to lean to one side and do a side kick. All right? And whenever you're doing this as well, try to keep your torso upright. If I had something written right across my chest and I'm doing a squat, you should be able to read whatever it is written across my chest. If I'm here, this is more like a deadlift, right? You're not able to read whatever's across my chest. So whenever you're doing this, keep that in mind. You should be able to read whatever's in your chest, and your toes should be able to wiggle. Ready? Squat, side kicks. And begin. Down, kick, and up. Down, kick, breathe. Sit. Knit. That's one. That's one. Here's good. Get over. Home. All right, take a breath. Now remember, as we're doing our side kicks, same thing I was talking about before. I don't want my heel going back past this sideline, right? Side of my body, sideline. I want my heel on it. So when I come here, as I come back, I put my weight here. I'm bringing my knee towards my chest, not my knee towards my target. Keep that in mind whenever you're doing these. All right, another set. Ready? And begin. Hana. 3. When you do that kick, rotate your base leg so your toes point away from your kick. Set. Net. That's it. Rotate that bottom toes. Yes, sir. Is it good? Get over. Again, rotate those bottom toes. They should be starting off pointed towards the front as you go down, as you raise up. And now as I extend this out, watch my bottom foot. It rotated. Rotate on the ball of your foot. As you're kicking that, toes should point 180 degrees away from your target. If I'm kicking that way, my toes point that way. If I'm kicking that way, my toes point that way. Keep that in mind whenever you're doing this. Take a deep breath in and out. All right, we got one more set. Let's go ahead and do them. Ready? I'm gonna actually turn this way for this one. And 3. Set. Net. That's it. Yes, sir. Leg up. Hero. Up. Hey. All right, take a deep breath in and out. Breathe in and out. One more, in and out. All right, so we're gonna start cooling down now. If you do have any questions, now would be the perfect time. Go ahead and type them in while you're cooling down some. So we're just going to circle our arms, nice, big, forward. Circle our arms backwards. Reach one across, 1, 2, 3, back, 1, 2, 3, and back. All right, now we're gonna put our weight on one leg, and we're just gonna circle one leg out, and circle the other direction with that same leg. Put your weight on the other leg, circle it out, and other direction. All right, we're gonna do what's called the sumo splits, right, or squatting splits. So we're gonna drop down, we're going to put our forearms on the inside, and we're going to press outwards with our forearms onto our knees, and we're gonna try to sink our weight down. So I want you to relax the muscles in your hips and allow gravity to start pulling you down. You're obviously gonna feel tension, and you're gonna have your muscles start to fight that. Try to just relax as much as you can in this position. Just allow your hips to sink down, but don't let your knees come in. So I just let my knees come in. I want to keep them out. Forcing them out should keep your hips a little bit higher. If you let go of them, then you kind of sink down a little bit. So force them out, and then allow your hips to sink while keeping those knees pointed outwards. All right, now I want you to try to force them open a little bit more with your forearms. All right, we're gonna come up. Now we're gonna point our toes forward, and we're going to turn our hips. So you can see the knot in my belt is gonna go one way, and then it's gonna go the other way. But I'm keeping my feet planted. I'm not raising my heels for this, but I'm trying to turn my hips from one side to the other side. All right, feet together. Now I want you to just kind of shake them out. All right, chair up and bow, good knee. Great job on that class, you guys. All right, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and scroll through the comments and seeing if there's any questions. There's usually a lot of highs from wherever you're from. Can't join. Yes, this will be available to watch afterwards, but you're probably already gone. Parents having trouble filming a test. Can you talk a little bit how to do it? All right, so for filming the tests, just have your camera set up, usually on a tripod or anything. Usually phone camera will work just fine. You're gonna do your kicks from 5 different directions. So I'll start off facing one, and I'll kick, front kick one, time this way, kick one this way, kick one this way, and that way. So that's 5, and then I'm gonna switch legs, do the same thing on the other 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 different angles, that way I can see everything. And then if you look in the testing requirements, it's going to tell you how many angles you need. If there's only 3 angles, then you're going to do it from a 90 degree from the front, and then from the other 90 degrees. Forms are going to be done from the front angle and then from a side angle, and just do it all in one. Do not stop in between. I mean, you can stop and take a breath, but don't stop your camera. If you stop your camera in between, I'm going to make you redo the entire thing, because it's not going to be like a realistic test, because I'm going to think, oh, you stopped it because you messed up, and then you started again later. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing the test requirements. Okay, it scrolled me back up to the bottom. Let's go back up to where I was. All right, a bunch of hellos. Taekwondo from India, Pakistan, Nepal. Oh, we got a lot of people. All right, some stuff I don't understand. Classic Coach Adam losing count. Yes, I actually can't count very well, especially while I'm doing stuff and talking. Okay. Some more stuff I can't read. All right, guys. All right, so now I want to go ahead, for anybody that's still in here, I'm just going to talk about the challenge that we have going on. It's going to start on the 13th, and it's going to end Second, this is going to be for new students, right? For anybody that hasn't earned their white belt, if you're new to this, we're going to have what's called the 10 Days to White Belt Challenge. So that's going to, again, start on the 13th, and it's going to end on the 22nd. I'm going to do 3 live classes during them. The live classes are all going to be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be on the 14th, which is a Thursday. Then it's going to be on the 19th and the 21st, which is going to be Tuesday and Thursday. So it's going to be Thursday one week, and then Tuesday and Thursday the next. And then I'm probably going to do, pretty sure I'm going to do this Zoom class on the Friday after that. And it's not going to be a class. It's just going to be any open questions that you guys want to ask me, and I'll be able to look over, if you want me to look over your form real fast, I'll have it for probably like 30 minutes, just open time, any questions that you guys have on anything, and I'll answer that. As far as the challenge goes, the idea is to be able to get all your training hours in and be able to test for your white belt. All right, when you test for a white belt, I will be the one grading it. It's either going to be me or Instructor Rico. We're going to write down everything that you're doing, things that you need to improve on, and we're going to give you drills and show you how you can actually improve on whatever it is that you need. All right, so in order to sign up for this challenge, you do have to be a demo student for the GMAU, the Global Martial Arts University. You can head to the link. There's a link in the description below. You can click on that, and that will allow you to join as a demo user, a free user, right? But in order to be able to take the test, you will have to sign up to be a student, but there's going to be a discount if you complete the entire challenge within the allotted time. You'll be able to get a discount on your membership in order to be able to do the testing. All right, so I hope to see you all there. Again, those classes, the YouTube live classes, are going to be on the 14th, 19th, and 21st of October, all of them at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I think that's it. If you guys have any more questions, go ahead and ask them now or forever hold your peace. All right, awesome. Nathaniel's here. Nice. All right, and also, if you guys have if you are a student for the GMAU and you have any requests on things for me to do in future live classes or just classes in general, let me know. Send me an email, and I will mark that down and implement that in class, and we can work on that a little bit more. All right, and that's all I've got for you guys today. Yeah, have a great day, and I will see you in the challenge. All right. See you guys later.